My friends, if you were trying to have a chill day today, I will disrupt all of it because we are going to be brutally ranking, every single physically released Animal Crossing series game. Now, listen, we got what, 7 games here, including the 2 spin-off Animal Crossing games, and I feel like every single person that I meet has a different ranking of these games. And this video is not me saying, oh, I put this game at number 3 and 2 and 1. I'm not gonna tell you my ranking. I'm starting fresh. I have not ranked any of these in my mind. I'm going to debate with you and rank these as I think they should be ranked from 7 to 1. 1 being the best, 7 being the worst, okay? Listen, this is a lot. I am Animal Crossing's biggest fan, self-proclaimed. It's my favorite franchise. I guess let's get into it. Now, I have excluded Animal Crossing Pocket Camp because that's not even really comparable. I've also excluded Animal Crossing Plaza for the Wii U. Not really comparable. We have the main stuff here. So let me go ahead. You know, I guess we have to start somewhere, okay? What is the worst Animal Crossing game here? I've got to start. Can I zoom out the camera so then we can see all of them? Guys, man, oh man. What is the worst one? So, I think I know the answer, and it's not the answer that, like, anybody really wants to hear. Man, so it's not, I can't say what it's not, because if I say that, then you'll know my number 1 ranking. I'm gonna go and say, this one's really easy for me, okay? And it comes down to this. Which game has the least amount of content and the least amount of charm? Now, if you're asking me which game has the least content, the answer probably goes to Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. There's a board game and a few mini games. That's it, okay? Whereas, like, these mainline games have so much to them, and then a Happy Home Designer has like 300 houses to decorate. So that has a lot of content. But I gotta say, I think overall, the worst game, and I kind of knew this going into the whole thing, I can definitively say that the worst Animal Crossing game is probably Animal Crossing Wild World. Now, I want to clarify a few things. Before anybody gets upset at me, angry with me, Animal Crossing Wild World is not a terrible game. It's not a bad game by any means. But first of all, I cannot put it above any of these. I can't put it above any of these, and you might be thinking, Max, Amiibo Festival, you can't put it above that? I'll get into that. There's a really big reason why. There's a big reason why, actually. Wild World had a lot of issues, and none of which are Nintendo's fault. Not one issue is Nintendo's fault, but they're issues. For example, Wild World probably has the least amount of content out of any of these Animal Crossing games. Maybe not the GameCube version, or maybe so, because Animal Crossing Wild World was the first Animal Crossing game to go on a handheld console. This was the DS, and the DS was very limited. You couldn't run crazy intense games on a DS. The game didn't run well, which, once again, is not Nintendo's fault. They did what they could with the DS, but it's an issue. Like, it doesn't run smooth. It's like real choppy and stuff. And also, when you're playing Wild World, the screen is tiny. It's like you only play on the you play on the bottom screen. Not Nintendo's fault, but it's an issue that I don't like. There's no holiday events like Christmas and Halloween and Turkey Day and Easter in the game, which I think is what makes Animal Crossing Animal Crossing. How can you not have those events in the game? And it's missing a lot. It just is. Let's call it how it is. It's got a beautiful soundtrack. It's probably very nostalgic to you out there, but let's call it how it is. It can't really beat the other games. Now, once again, you're gonna say, Max, it can't even beat Amiibo Festival? I'm gonna get to that. But Wild World, I have to put at 7th. This is some people's favorite Animal Crossing game. I get it, but I can tell you this. If it's your favorite Animal Crossing, It's probably based on nostalgia. And listen, that's understandable, because some of this list is gonna be based on nostalgia. I understand it. It's just in my 7th place. That's all it is. No harm, no foul. 7th is Animal Crossing Wild World. And those are my reasons. There we go. And then our next Animal Crossing game. What is gonna go at number 6? What is gonna go at 6? Talking to you right now, I don't really even know for sure. There's a couple of options, but I think I actually do know what I am gonna pick. Yeah, I think I know. All right, well, at number 6 for the Animal Crossing series franchise, I am going to put Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Now listen, this is an understandable answer. However, many consider this to be the worst Animal Crossing game of all time. So Max, why isn't it your least favorite Animal Crossing game of all time? Well, I can tell you it heavily falls on nostalgia, which is why I did not fault anybody. If Wild World is your favorite game because of nostalgia, understandable, totally. Listen, Amiibo Festival I got for my birthday in 2015 with the whole Isabelle and Digby bundle. I was so excited, and guess what? As a kid, as an 8-year-old kid at that time, I was in love with Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. 9-year-old kid, sorry. I was in love with the game. Cause as a kid, you're not really old enough to be able to sense the flaws in a game like this. At least I wasn't. I played it and had a ton of fun. Now, that's also because I had a crap ton of Amiibo cards, so I could actually play the game with different characters. People don't like the whole Amiibo function of it. Me being young and me being a Toys to Life superfan loved that about Amiibo Festival. And yeah, the board game is a little boring. They should have like mini games in the board game, such as, like Mario Party. But I can still play the mini games outside of the board game. It's still cheery in that way, which is why I go Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival at number 6. It was fun for me, dude. It was really fun. And even like nowadays, with no nostalgia, I might still put it here. But I will say, nostalgia does play a large factor in this being 6. Which is, towards the bottom of the list, but not the total bottom of the list. So, as it stands now, Animal Crossing Wild World 7th, Amiibo Festival is 6th. Now, what is going to be at the number 5 position? We have 5 games left. What comes next? What is the next worst or best Animal Crossing game? What goes at number 5? I can zoom in the camera a little bit now because we're a bit smaller. Okay. I don't know. Dude, it's tough, man. God, I think I know what I'm going to put, but it's like I really have to decide here. Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to put. And it's unfortunate because it's a really good game. But my answer and what I'm going to put at the number 5 spot for Animal Crossing games, Animal Crossing GameCube. There's nothing really too wrong with the game. Honestly, there's nothing in my head that I can think of that is a solid complaint of the game. But when you break it down and you look at the game and what it has to offer, it has a lot that New Leaf and New Horizons and City Folk don't have. But then you think about New Leaf, New Horizons, and City Folk and what they did have, and it's got more than Animal Crossing GameCube. Animal Crossing GameCube didn't have a lot of things. Didn't have... I was gonna say Brewster. Brewster's not in the game. Oh no, I can be wrong. Listen, guys, I'm not a fake fan. I'm just kidding. But let's call it how it is. It was missing a lot of things that, say, City Folk has, which is understandable. This was the first ever Animal Crossing game. They didn't know what direction to take the series. That's understandable that it doesn't have those things. But in a retrospective, ranking all the games, that is a factor. You have to think that we're missing some stuff here. The game did look a little bit different, and I gotta say the soundtrack is good. It's a bop. I've used it in videos before, but it's not better than any of these soundtracks. So while the Animal Crossing GameCube version is a solid game, and I have nothing real big against it, it does have to go at the number 5 position. So that is where we stand, 7, 6, 5. Now, this is gonna be tough, but I think I know my answer. I think I know my answer for which out of these 4 is going to take the number 4 position. I think I know what it is. And it hurts me. And it does really hurt me. But I think I'm gonna go Animal Crossing City Folk at the number 4. And the reason for that, listen, like, I love Animal Crossing, so I don't have a bad thing to say about every single game. I can't say a bad thing about City Folk. But guess what, guys? It doesn't beat these games. It just isn't better than these games. But I love City Folk. I love how KK Slider is in Brewster's coffee shop, the Roost. I love all the special items. I love the holiday items in the game. I love the holiday events, the Toy Day, and the Halloween, and the festival, and the City Folk soundtrack. Now, someone might try to argue, Max, this is Wild World HD. It's Wild World HD. How can you hate Wild World and not hate City Folk? It's like almost the same thing. Well, City Folk actually fixed almost every single issue that Wild World had. It's an HD, 60 frames per second, has holiday events, has more items, has everything that Wild World was kind of lacking. It was lacking. Let's call it how it is. Once again, call it how it is. It was lacking. Listen, City Folk, good game. No real complaints. Just doesn't beat the other 3. Now, you might see that and be like, Max, really? It doesn't beat Happy Home Designer? That's kind of weird. Well, let me break it down for you. So we have these 3 games left, and this will decide what is the 3rd best Animal Crossing game, in my opinion. I think I'm going to go... Yeah, I know. I'm going to go Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. Now, the reason why this game has made it so far is pretty much because some nostalgia combined with a lot of the soundtrack was very good. A lot of the sound effects were very good. Whoever worked on sound design was killing it, was on their game when they made Happy Home Designer. Not even just that, Animal Crossing New Leaf was not the most design-heavy game. Obviously, you could decorate your house, and that was like the most designing part of the game. It was great, but it's not like New Horizons by any means, where you decorate the entirety of your island. There's some public works projects in New Leaf that you can put up where it's like, yeah, here's a fountain in your town, but it's not crazy design heavy. It kind of is design stuff, but it's not like New Horizons. Happy Home Designer, though, was all about designing, and that was, I feel like, what New Leaf players wanted and needed. A full-on design game. Now, if you've never played this, it's pretty much like Happy Home Paradise on Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's pretty much like that, but on 3DS and with New Leaf graphics and everything like that. I like the whole amiibo support. I like how we could decorate the buildings like the school, and wasn't there a restaurant, I believe? Those kinds of things. I liked that, and I just liked the whole game, honestly. Like, this was the perfect step that the Animal Crossing franchise should have taken for a spin-off game. And I would hope that one day in the future we can get another Animal Crossing spin-off game. But Happy Home Designer, I think they nailed it with this one, honestly. People can argue that it gets, you know, kind of repetitive, I guess would be the word. But I like it a lot. Animal Crossing and Happy Home Designer, some nostalgia, some soundtrack, and just a great game overall. And it showed me like furniture pieces in this game that I never even knew existed in New Leaf. So for that, I do like it a lot. Then we have Animal Crossing New Leaf and Animal Crossing New Horizons, and then there were 2. Listen, this debate is one that has been long-standing for me ever since 2021. When Animal Crossing New Horizons got its 2.0 update, I really had to think which one was better. Because Animal Crossing New Leaf has been my favorite game of all time ever since like 2018 or so. So when New Horizons got all that new content added in November of 2021, I really had to consider which one was the better game. And while New Horizons is obviously, you could say, better in the way that they let you place furniture outside, in the way that there's better online play, mystery islands, villager hunting, more villagers, more control, more customization over everything that you do. It's just like, quote unquote, better in every way. There are still so many things that New Horizons failed to capture that makes Animal Crossing Animal Crossing. Because while you can introduce, oh man, mystery islands and, you know, just improving multiplayer and more items and stuff, you're missing what made Animal Crossing Animal Crossing. If you look at the holiday events in Animal Crossing New Leaf to Animal Crossing New Horizons, they're so different. They got a huge downgrade in New Horizons. Let's go ahead and break this down for you. Take the Toy Day event, for example. The Christmas Eve event, for example. Here's how it is in New Leaf. In New Leaf, what you would do is throughout the month of December, you would go around asking your villagers what they want for Toy Day or Christmas, right? And they would say, I want something orange. I want something purple. I want a furniture item. I want a wallpaper. I want a shirt. And you get all this data throughout the entire month of December. On Christmas Eve, you become Santa and you get this bag of gifts, and you have to recall what they all wanted and give them all the right present. And if you do that all right, you get a special reward. That's fun and that's interesting and that is a challenge. Guess what it is in New Horizons? Hey, here's the bag of gifts. They all have villagers' names on them. Go and give it to them. That's it. That's it. It spoon feeds you in New Horizons. Not just that. Tortimer Island in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Minigame Island. You could take 3 of your other friends there, I believe. 3 other friends to this beach vacation island. There were so many minigames to play. You could all fish together. It was this cute little island. Cap'n was there. All his people, Leilani was there. Oh my god, Layla was there. Dude, everyone was there. So these are things that make Animal Crossing, and New Horizons just ditched all of them. Yeah, Cap'n is in the game, but he takes you to a random island that, like, what can you really do with that kind of thing, you know? So it fails to capture a lot. And especially before the 2.0 update came out, it was atrocious. Like, let's call it how it is. Call it how it is. It was not really holding a candle to New Leaf. There were so many things missing. Then after the 2.0 update, they do add in a ton more things. They add in Brewster, more NPCs, Harv's Island expansion, Cap'n, all that kind of stuff. But New Horizons does not capture what made Animal Crossing, and I believe that New Leaf does capture that perfectly, and there's still some missing NPCs that have been around these series for so long, or there are NPCs like Tortimer, like Reese, like Cyrus, like Katrina, who were big parts of the series and have been, but are not seen as much as they should be in New Horizons. For example, Reese and Cyrus had their own shop, as you can see right here. In New Horizons, you have to go to Harv's Island and he can customize whatever you want. That's cool, but we should be seeing them more. Now I get that games have to progress and, what do you call it, evolute, change over time, but you can't change too much. And New Horizons does have its flaws. So with all of that context given, I will say the number 1 or the number 2 Animal Crossing game in my ranking here is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Number 1 is Animal Crossing New Leaf. Listen, guys, I feel like I explained myself If I just gave you this list of games, you would think that I'm insane. So here is the recap. Animal Crossing Wild World, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Animal Crossing GameCube, Animal Crossing City Folk, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Animal Crossing New Leaf. From worst to best is my ranking of the Animal Crossing series. Let me know in the comments what you would rank these games. Yes, I did leave out Pocket Camp, the Japanese versions of the GameCube game, and Plaza. Those games don't really count. So these are like the big 7, and I think these are ranked fair. So thank you all for watching. Let me know if you agree, what you would change. Rank them in the comments below, and I will be sure to check them out so I can roast you. I'm kidding, I will not roast you. Everyone has their own preference. This is mine, but let me know, and I'll see you all in the next one.